What's happening, you guys? Alright, today is, what, the 6th, I think, yeah, 6th of March. Late at night, we are currently heading southbound on US 71 from Fort Smith, Arkansas. We are on our way to this town of Waldron in Arkansas to pick up our reload. Be a Tyson chicken load. We're just getting through Mansfield, Arkansas now. I got the map set up for you guys so you can see about where we're at. It's pretty close to the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. I don't know if you guys can tell that. You can see Fort Smith just to the north of us on the bottom of the screen, and then Texarkana pretty much straight up. If you stay on 71, it'll take you up to Texarkana. Alright, anyway. This will be, I want to say the 4th or so time I'll have come over to this shipper. I'm heading over from our terminal. I ended up, since my last delivery you saw, which was in California. And I was none too happy about how that one ended because there was the issue and got kind of forgotten about or something, or overlooked or whatever it was. I don't know, but there is a cop there. Okay. Anyway, got that resolved. I ended up dropping that load in the drop yard eventually, and a local area church in Fontana ended up coming over to the yard to pick it up, or pick up the rejected product. So after that, I ended up reloading in Colton at Walmart, WCC. Yeah, same place where I often pick up from. And ran that load over to Ochalata, Oklahoma. Whereas Oklahomans call it Ochalata, but I don't have an Oklahoma accent, and I'm not going to pronounce it that way. Anyway, I delivered there. And it ended up working out fine because I had a drive tire I wanted to replace. I had some other little nitnoid maintenance things that could have gotten dealt with too, like my steer axle shock struts were bad. And they replaced those. They ended up finding a couple other things, mostly stuff I already knew about, like chips in my windshield. I'm like, I'm not worried about that windshield. There's nothing wrong with that windshield right now. Let me get zoomed in for you guys. And he also said something, mentioned something about my my front differential leak. My front drive axle, which that's been going on for a while there. They already fixed it a couple times, but it still leaks a little bit, but not that bad. And I guess the Freightliner guy looked at it this morning or yesterday, whatever it was, and said it's not bad at all. And they said it was mostly residual, so he wasn't worried about it. And so I actually ended up getting all of my front drive axle tires replaced. I got a used one, so it would be less of an impact on my maintenance account because I'm still just a tad in the hole on that. And and they were concerned about putting a new tire on the front right inner position, which is the one that I wanted to replace for sure, because all the other ones were down to like 7/32, and I think the new tires will have like way up around like 25 or whatever it is, 30 seconds. So it's a huge difference, and you ideally don't want them to be more than about 4 or 5 30 seconds of an inch off from each other in diameter. Otherwise, you'll start accelerating the wear on the more worn tires. So I ended up, I got all those replaced. For some reason, I wanted to replace my right steer tire too, because I was at 11/32 and 8/32. But I'm like, it's not that bad. Come on, Yeah, it's 3/30 seconds off. That's about what our limit was on aircraft tires, but these are truck tires, and I was like, oh, I'm not really that concerned about it right then and there. I'm just trying to finesse my way through the maintenance account stuff, so I can at least have some chance of being back in the green before I pay for some more of this stuff. So, alright, anyway, got that resolved. I was actually supposed to come over here and pick up a load early this morning that was going to Modesto, California, but after they said that they couldn't get to the differential until this morning, I ended up losing that load to another driver and ended up getting this one today. So the planner said that they were expecting that it would be ready around 1900, which was about 3.5 hours ago, a little over 3.5 hours ago. I have no idea if it actually is ready to go yet, but we'll find out when we get there. We'll see. Worst case, because it's my drop dead time, which is basically when I'm supposed to be off the property with the load by if it's assuming it's ready to go, is I want to say 1 in the morning. Yeah, it's not quite 2300 or 11 p.m. right now, so we're gonna be here a couple hours before drop dead. Hopefully be out of there within at least an hour before. Alright, so that's what we got going on here. We'll go ahead and I guess give you a little story time on something now, or some words of wisdom, whatever you want to call it. About an incident that happened in the city I grew up in, Barstow, California. Okay, so what was it? January 20th or 30th? January 20th, I think? Yeah. I want to say it was January 20th. Yeah. Okay, so there was an incident on Linwood Road in Barstow. Now, if you're not familiar with Barstow, or maybe you might be familiar with Barstow and not realize what the streets are, but the same street that all the truck stops on the south end, or south or slash west end of Barstow are at, is the same street that this happened on. Get zoomed in a little bit here. Okay. Now, what happened there was, it was basically a vehicle versus pedestrian incident. Ended up in the death of the pedestrian. And so I found out about it because yours truly actually admins a Facebook group for Barstow. It's basically a rents and raves related type group, and some people were talking about how there was that incident. They were reporting it as by the Love's truck stop. More or less, it was kind of in the general ballpark, but it wasn't exactly that close to Love's. Because I ended up finding out later that from the Barstow Police Department's own Facebook post that it was actually on Linwood Road, right by kind of only on the map road called Tumbleweed Drive. And yeah, which is like several, I don't know, like about a quarter of a mile or so down from Love's, something along that line. I don't know. It's not like right by Love's though. And I couldn't get any information out of people out of like, well, where exactly, because they were saying that she was reckless and out of control or whatever. But I couldn't get any information out of anybody about whether this girl left her travel lane to hit him, or if he was in the travel lane when he got hit, or what. So I got really curious about that. Wasn't really sure. And alright, anyway, long story short here, people are just headhunting this girl, a very young adult woman, barely 18 years old if I'm not mistaken. I don't know her age, but I believe she's barely 18. And okay, so her dad owns a towing company in town, and I guess after the incident happened, oh yeah, there were a couple of witnesses. I don't know if they actually saw the actual incident happen or if they just came up very shortly after it happened and just saw the body there or whatever, and tried to help, tried to tend to the victim, who was already unresponsive with no pulse, we'll just say. He ended up dying on the scene. But well, they were also saying that this girl had basically left the scene, and basically that was a hit and run. Like, she fled the scene, and then basically her dad came back to the scene later, and and they were saying that he left the scene and then came back again. And so I guess that raised some eyebrows with people who were there on the scene and all that. And anyway, in my Facebook group, there have been some posts in there, people headhunting this girl. In fact, one of them, there was some long post that someone put up. They didn't even get the name of the girl right. They got her, I guess it's her sister, who doesn't even live in the area and hasn't been in the area in a long time, it sounds like, from what I understand. And from the intel I've gathered is people are actually calling her and harassing her and calling her a murderer and all that kind of stuff. Now, mind you, relatives of both the victim and the driver are in that Facebook group, so you can imagine how interesting that can kind of get too. With you're related to the victim, you naturally have that inclination to want to blame others for your relative being dead. But in reality, my experience with driving for a living, and always paying attention to a lot of this kind of stuff. Sorry, but pedestrians most of the time are totally oblivious to what's going on around them. You guys saw me on that video I did in Phoenix, or Tolleson, Arizona, just recently. I'm coming into the fuel island there at the QT there, right off Buckeye Avenue and Buckeye Road and Loop 202. And this guy in the next lane over walks right through my lane, has no fucking clue that I'm even coming up and about to hit him. Same when I'm leaving. Because he's too busy looking at his phone. This is what people on foot do. And I have a personal friend who used to drive for us who got ran over by a truck last year. Now, it's ultimately the driver's fault who hit him, or who ran him over. Thankfully, it was only his legs, so he survived. But he was left with fractured and shattered legs, whatever, and he had surgeries and ended up even having to learn how to walk again after that. But his own actions did play a role in it happening. Like, you can only you have to be accountable for your own safety. Doesn't matter who's at fault. As I always say, if you ride a motorcycle for a living, or not for a living, but if you ride a motorcycle, you have an accident with anybody, it's probably going to end with your death. And it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It doesn't matter if it's your own fault or the other driver's fault. You're dead. Guess what? If you're dead, you don't get to blame anybody, because you're not alive to blame anybody for it. So you want to make sure you stay alive, then you have to be the advocate for your own safety first. And now, I'm not saying that girl was totally innocent of anything. I have no idea. I can tell you that the speed limit on that road at that point, in that particular location, is 50 miles an hour, because I have personal familiarity with it. I used to live right over in that area, and there are times when I take loads over to the Central Valley, and I might be stopped in Barstow at the truck stops there, and I'll usually take Linwood Road straight up from there to Highway 58 when I want to head over toward Bakersfield or Central Valley, or Northern Cal, whatever. So anyway, Yeah, people are really like headhunting her, don't like calling her a murderer, and they don't even. I don't even think they even know what all really happened. Again, I've asked questions. Where did this happen? Was it in the road or on the shoulder or what? Nobody can seem to answer it, but everybody's on the frickin' lynch mob bandwagon of murderer, whatever. And Barstow police, it's already been 45 plus days now, and they still haven't arrested the girl for either hit and run or for vehicular manslaughter. What does that tell you? Is hit and run, that's an easy case to bust somebody for. If they really did flee the scene and you have evidence that they fled the scene, they'd be arrested so fast. 45 plus days later and they still haven't arrested for even that. But people are saying that she fled the scene and that Glenwood Road is flat and you could see, wherever she went, you should have been able to see her. Guess again, I'm going to show you guys a picture of about where the accident scene is. I don't know exactly where it's at, but it's in the neighborhood. Looking in the direction my understanding is she was traveling in. I still have no clue which direction the guy was walking in when he got hit. But I can give you a pretty good idea on where the car stopped. But it actually did come to a stop. Trashed up the whole front right area of her car, shattered the entire right half of her windshield. She could barely see out this side of the windshield too. She was outside. She stopped outside of view of the crash scene, but there was a curve and a hill right there. So, as you can see, did she really flee the scene? And I actually got picture from a good source that shows proof that she got towed from where she ended up to where her car ended up or got towed to, because I can clearly see the bar from a tow truck going underneath her car. So no, she wasn't under influence of anything at all. My understanding was she had just gotten off of work at the factory outlets there in Barstow and was on her way home when this happened. And now police department reported it, or said it was reported to them at 6:11 p.m. I did some research on the situation there on that particular day. Sunset in town was 5:04 p.m. So almost an hour prior to this incident is when sunset was. So pretty safe to say it was dark. I don't know what the guy was wearing, but what do you want to guess? He was probably wearing some dark colored clothes. That's a common problem there too. And also, I decided, hey, let's look up the moon phase. I'm just curious, how close were we to full moon or whatever? And it turned out we were in that waxing gibbons phase or whatever. I guess that's what they call it, where it's kind of halfway between the first quarter moon and full moon. So somewhere in that ballpark. But now, mind you, early sunset, the moon is probably just barely coming up too. So, how much is it actually lighting up the night sky where there's a chance that the pedestrian can be seen? I don't know. But I know there's not really any lighting over in there, so in that vicinity there. So, all the only lights they had to work with was the headlights off the girl's car, if I'm not mistaken. Plus, there was other motor vehicle traffic in the area or something, but we can assume that there wasn't much light to work with. And it's pretty fucked up that this girl's getting called a murderer and harassed, and she's been harassed so much that she's actually afraid to go to work now. And and there are other details in there I don't want to give because of the risk of to her safety and security. She's not hiding from the cops at all, but she is hiding from the general public because of the way they're treating her over this, which is pretty fucked up, I would say. Now, most of you guys here who watch my channel regularly are also friends with Scotty D67 here on YouTube. My good friend. Actually, I'm gonna probably be crossing paths with him on this while I'm under this load. Well, anyway, I don't know, a couple of years ago, a few years ago, whatever it was, I don't remember. Perhaps some of you guys might have noticed that he might have been watching his channel live streaming when he actually had when he was actually involved in a vehicle versus pedestrian incident himself. He was trying, correct me if I'm wrong, Scotty, I want to say you were on Interstate 5 over in the Lodi area, or maybe you're on a surface street or something. I don't know. It's kind of, I heard it was in the Lodi area. That's about all I know, though. And so Scotty now, if you guys aren't familiar with him, he's a former Marine. You know, he's a pretty big guy like me. He's 6'2", I'm 6'3", and over 200 pounds. And you know, just by that you kind of get the impression that, oh yeah, he can probably handle the sight of blood and guts and stuff. Okay, well, this incident happened, and he ends up finally coming to a stop. And I think he was stopping. If I might get his details wrong, I might have butchered them from what I remember him telling me about it. But I seem to recall him talking about he got stopped like several hundred feet away, and then changed his status, started reporting the incident to JCT, or no, not JCT, with the company he was with at the time. And all right, we're getting really close here. There's going to be a Sonic Burgers up here, but it's usually blacked out at this hour, so we're not going to be able to see it. But yeah, there'll be a gas station on the left side. We're going to make a left turn right where that gas station is at. So anyway, yeah, now he gets done with his stuff, in-cab stuff he has to do, and gets out. And I think by then, because I think, yeah, he thought the woman who intentionally ran into his path was dead, but it turned out she was alive, and not just alive, but she was screaming her head off in pain from the impact. All right, so yeah, this gas station right up here. We're gonna make the left, and I remember him saying, because it kind of shell shocked him to the point where like he couldn't even. He didn't even want to be anywhere near the woman and dealing with the sight of her or the sound of her. And I can't say blame him with that kind of a thing. It's a mentally and emotionally traumatic experience there, even if he was physically uninjured. But anyway, yeah, he couldn't handle that. He didn't want to go near the woman. And just imagine if you're a young 18-ish, whatever year old girl who's probably not seen any kind of trauma like that in your life. And women in general, sorry, I'm not trying to be misogynistic, but in general, I think women tend to be a little bit more not so good with seeing stuff like that as men tend to be. There are plenty of guys who, what's this guy doing? What the hell is this guy doing? You doing some kind of exercising or I don't know, maybe a calf stretch exercise, I don't know. Okay, right here at this light where this truck's coming from, we're gonna make the left turn here. That looks like is that a Hurricane truck? Yeah, I think it's Hurricane. I'm gonna stay back a little bit because I think he's gonna need my space. Well, I was gonna go, but I got a green light now, so he started coming out right when I had my green, and he really should have waited. But I don't know that he knew that my light was green, but of course, paying attention to details, you would find that you would know that. All right, right where that truck is coming out of, right there is we're gonna make the left go to the same place he just came out of. As you see here, do have dirt lot over here where you can park while you're waiting. There's also a dirt lot over here right on the other side of the train tracks. guy walking on the street here, walking next to the street's not helping this situation here. See what I mean? People are like, tend to be a little oblivious to what kind of dangers they present. Like, why do you have to be that close to the roadway? Get a little further away. Alright. Well, I don't know. Is anybody from Barstow watching my video? Give that damn girl a break. You don't know what really went on, and I have plenty of intel. It suggests that, or even the details from the police department and all that, which suggests that maybe they don't even have a case. Hello. Alright guys, our load is not ready to go yet. We're going to get turned back around, and then just asked her if she wanted me to go and drop my trailer now, but I guess it's getting kind of packed over here, so let's see if I got room to, it's kind of a tight spot here, so I don't know. Alright, yeah, we got enough here. Okay, so yeah, we're going to come over here to that dirt lot that we were just talking about and wait, and then they'll give me a call. She said probably take about an hour or two before we'll be ready to go. Alright, let's see. I think that's a JCT right over there. Oh, shut up. Yeah, it is a JCT. Alright. Let me get this fixed even for a small amount of time so I don't have to listen to it. Alright, yeah, we'll just go ahead and park over here next to this JCT driver and we'll wait. 7530. I'm wondering if I saw this person at the terminal before earlier today. 5220. That sounds familiar. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta get out of do not disturb mode and stuff here, so alright, we'll have some more for you when we're able to get in there and drop our load or empty. Alright guys, we are, our load is ready to go, so we're gonna go pick it up now. Yeah, I was only here for about an hour and 6 minutes, so, yeah, just like the guard said earlier, about an hour or two and it should be done. We're gonna have enough room to, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't think I'm going to clear that thing over there, so. I think I'd rather go back back my trailer up behind this other guy over here and or this might work too. I need my tandems further over this way before I hit that road, so yeah, the way I came out there was yeah, it was just too much risk. My tandems were going to hit that barrier thing there. And I got the ditch right here, so that's also a problem. Yeah, we're definitely good there now. Okay. We got Giltner coming out. Let's see what he ends up doing. I think he might have to wait for this other car anyway. Dude, what the fuck are you doing, Giltner? How wide do you have to swing that damn tractor? It acts like he's owning the whole damn lane, and you don't, you know, he doesn't really even need that much space. Alright guys, we are ready to, oh, I was waiting on this Tyson guy to go by for, what's he doing? It's all good, he's stopping there. Alright, I thought thought he was coming through, but, okay, so we're going to drop our empty, and then usually someone over here will come out and bring the bills to me. While I'm, usually by the time I'm hooking up to my loaded trailer. Of course, he didn't say anything about which trailer to pick up, so I'll have to wait for them to give me my bills first. Alright, now these guys have been known to be a little snitty about me showing the inside of their property, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a satellite view with the interior only while we're inside their lot. Because in the past they have expressed concerns about me vlogging here, so I don't know what the big deal is. Even in the past videos, I didn't have anything bad to say about them or anything like that, or anything real concerning, that, at least from our perspective. But as a courtesy to them, I don't show the inside here, except just inside of my truck. You get a pretty good idea what the layout is just looking at the satellite view anyway. Okay, now this row right here where these slanted spots are, it's usually where my loaded trailer is going to be. Let me take a look. Yeah, there's a JCT right there. 40111. See if there are any others here. Pretty good chance that's going to be the only. Alright. This is going to be a problem here. Fuck. This guy's sitting as prime driver here. And then got the Hurricane over there. There's no way for me to go, so. I don't think there's going to be enough room for me to do a jackknife turnaround here to see what I can do, but I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's going to be room for me here. I think I'm going to have to wait on this guy to leave first. I don't know, there might be enough room here. See what I can do. Nah. No, that's not going to work out. Also got Hurricane trying to leave too, or get out of his dock door, it looks like, so. see where I'm at there. I want to make sure I'm not gonna hit anything. Fucking Primo, totally oblivious to the fact that he's blocking anybody from getting anywhere. So get that trailer out of here. Do the bare minimum you need to make sure it's safe to move, and then go put it somewhere else. Okay. Alright. Yeah, he's directing me on over. Okay.
They call you for dropping hook?
Someone said that the load was ready, so I'm assuming it's a drop
Yeah,
hook.
it'll be dropping hook. I've got spots in the back. Just go ahead and go back there, stick to this side, swing up, back in, and I'll go get the papers.
Okay, is 40111 mine or something, or?
Say again?
I assume 40111 will be mine then?
Probably. I don't think I have very many JCTs that are loaded.
Yeah, I see one sitting where you guys usually have them loaded, so I'm assuming that's it.
That'll probably be it.
Okay. Cool. Alright, so this guy was suggesting I drop my trailer over here. I don't know, I'm not really sure exactly where he wants me to drop it. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, yeah, I can put her next to this prime trailer. I think they usually want the tandems back too. Kind of a weird angle here. It's I'm kind of pointing right toward that trailer, or at least the back end of it, and I'd rather not be. Yeah, they're not exactly straight, but all right. Yeah, looks like we're good there. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the tandems slid, and we'll get this thing dropped and head over to where the other trailer is after that. It's always fun when I can't tell if my fifth will actually release. My dash says it did, but I can usually hear it from the driver's seat when it unlatches, but sometimes I can't hear it all like just now. Come on. Alrighty. Alright, so yeah, they're gonna come out and bring the bills to us here pretty soon, and probably end up just going ahead and hooking up to our loaded trailer while we're at it. It should be that 40111. That's the only loaded JCT that's here right now. Oh, here he is. Yeah, it's these shag drivers, I forgot. Cool.
Cheers.
Alright. Appreciate it. I need a sign or...
See you along when we get to the gate.
Will do. Thanks a lot. Oh, there's actually 2 JCTs here, so... yeah, it is 40111. Come on, dude. Does Prime have to be in the way everywhere? So he sits there in the way in that one spot, and now he's right in front of my trailer. There should be I think actually I might be able to go around him and get to my trailer, but there should be a dick and just go around him and make him figure out a way around me. Fuck this. I'm gonna... Yeah, this guy wants to play dickhead games. I'll play him too. I'll make his ass back up. I need that door. You can head off there, Prime. You're clear of me. Can't get to my trailer because you're right there. I mean, in a way I can't fault Prime because it's kind of in a shitty situation there, but still, a little common sense also helps. Fish on. Alright, let me get my pre-trip done here and we'll be out of here. Alright guys, we're all set here. Let's go get checked out. Before we do that though, they do have a scale here on site. I'm gonna go ahead and use it first. See how our weights are looking before we... Oh, Prime actually found a place to be and out of the way, huh? Yeah, I've not even looked at how heavy this load is yet, but... Yeah, it's over 40,000. I definitely want to scale it. Okay, so right here in front of us is a scale. Where's the indicator? The indicator is up there, but... Okay, now I can see it. So, yeah, these chicken trailers are in the way, so... Oh, well, not really. I bet you Prime doesn't know that this is here. It's, we got 11,340. Oh yeah, I gotta get my sheet here finished up too. Call it 44,680. It's kind of going up 44,720 or whatever. That's the thing that sucks about this scale, but at least gets me in the ballpark. It's I know their scale is not a long way off. It's not perfect, but it's not far off. A great deal off. Say 78. Yeah, 78,680. So I'm right up on the 34,000 pound limit as far as my channels are concerned. Alright guys, we are ready to roll here. If I end up a little overweight on the tandem, it's not a big deal. I can slide them back one hole and probably not have any problems. Although technically, right at the California limits. But yeah, and this is going to California. We'll talk about that on the way out of here. Oh, there you go, Prime, putting your load locks in while you're already at the guard shack. I don't know, maybe he didn't know that they have a yard seal on the trailer or something when he came, got to it. Alright guys, we are all done here. Okay, so we'll kind of make this quick here. Yeah, so about that Prime driver. So when you're in a situation like he was in there, because I understand it's kind of a not a lot of space here. Best practice is do just the absolute minimum you need to do once you hook to a trailer, if it's where his was at and you find you're in people's way. Well, he actually looked like he was totally oblivious to the fact he was in anybody's way, but yeah, if you're in that situation, though, just go ahead and get hooked up, get coupled in, and then double check that your fifth wheel is actually latched, and then go find another spot out of the way to finish doing your pre-trip and whatever other documentation they need to do, whatever, so people can do their thing while without having to wait for you. Yeah, it's not the first time I've come in and had to wait for people to get the hell out of my way so I can do my thing, and they're not always quick either. Actually, last time I came here and had this, I had the issue was also with another Prime driver, so go figure. Alright, so this load is going to the Walmart distribution center in Shafter, California. Those of you guys who aren't familiar, Shafter is on the kind of on the west side of Bakersfield. So that's where we're going. It is over 1,580 loaded miles, if I remember correctly. Yeah, let me pull it back up. Yeah, right, just over 1,580 loaded miles. So you're gonna want to do at least 480 or about at least 380 loaded, I think. Yeah. If nothing else. I shouldn't have any problems doing that. It was only, 150 some odd miles, 160, 170, I don't know, something along that line. So I should be able to do 400 plus before I end my day. And let's see. Okay. So Alright, I do have a couple of friends I'll be crossing paths with along the way. You guys know Scotty D. Yeah, he's on his way to, what was it, Georgia or whatever it was. He's coming across I-40. I know he said he's on recaps, so, yeah. Yeah, he said he was only going to make it to, I think, somewhere in eastern Arizona on his next shift because he just doesn't have hours. He's in Barstow right now, so, yeah, I'll probably end up meeting up with him on the next shift or something. I'm going to be keeping in touch with him. And also, my buddy Daniel, you stupid thing. My buddy Daniel is heading across 40 eastbound also. He is in Milan, New Mexico at the moment. I don't remember where exactly he's taking his load though, so I don't know if he's going to be taking US 54 across from Tucumcari. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to catch him by the time he's already off my route, but if he's coming all the way across to at least Amarillo or Oklahoma City, yeah, I'll be probably crossing with them, maybe meet up with them somewhere too, whatever. Alright, so that's what's going on. So I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of this one. Alright, maybe you have some experiences of your own with, you know, maybe vehicle versus pedestrian crashes of some sort. Maybe any kind of accident, really, where I don't know. Have you been in a situation where there's any kind of an incident there, and you felt like everyone was blaming you for the incident, when in reality it was possibly the other person's fault primarily or entirely? So I'm curious. Just go ahead and throw it in the comments if you got something there. All right. Otherwise, we'll possibly see you guys in Shafter or whatever I'm doing after Shafter, okay? Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out and watching, and we'll see you guys then.